Okay. All right. Welcome back to Brown Sugar Shade. I'm Ashley.
I'm Kayla.
And we're going to have another slightly cancelable topic today.
I'm judging
Maybe?
you. Is
Maybe?
it?
I don't know. It depends.
What is the topic?
Today we're talking about money. We're talking about money. Money talks. Talking about money with colleagues, money with spouses, money with peers.
Oh.
Quite a taboo topic for some people and not so taboo for others. Probably the people who have the money. No offense. All right. So first up is a clip from Twitter, aka X, where this gentleman says, "His money is our money and my money is my money."
Wait.
This
Run
is
that by me again?
This gentleman is quoting a lady who says, "His money is our money and
quoting a
my
woman.
money is my money." Yes, men agree that they're providers, but if you listen to women that say this and you end up practicing it in your home, even when your husband needs your help, I'm sorry for you.
Oh, she rough, boy.
No. Only the first part is a quote from the lady. The rest is him.
Focus.
So the gentleman is commenting on this quote. He's saying, yes, men agree that they're providers. But if you listen to women say this and end up practicing it in your home, even when your husband needs your help, he's sorry for women who say this.
Understood. Yeah, I was saying that's a bit savage.
I mean, granted, again, his money is our money and my money is my money is like the standard, you know?
Yeah, but I guess what he's saying is that if that's the standard across, like even when you're married, where if the husband in trouble, does that mean that you're not going to assist him? You married.
Well, doesn't he have an emergency fund?
But do you have an emergency fund? Or do you have a joint account first of all?
Yes.
Right. So if for some reason he lost his job, your husband lost his job, would you not support him until he found a new job?
Why does he have an emergency fund?
That's not what I asked you, bro. Would you support him if he lost his job?
I don't have a choice, I suppose.
Okay. And if he doesn't have an emergency fund,
does he have an insurance policy?
insurance mean what? You mean a job
If
insurance?
he has a serious accident, will it be covered?
Her husband
financially?
is currently filming us, just so y'all know. So
He does have life insurance. Anyways,
So take from that what you will, sir.
I think it's very important for spouses to have life insurance policies. Let me just say.
How we jump all the way to life insurance policies?
I just want to say, we're talking about his money being my money. That is his ultimate money. That is his end of days money. Literally his last day money.
Literally end of day. You jump to the end of his life.
I did. Because that is important.
Ooh, this tea is very nice.
What is it? Wait, hold on. Let me get in on this.
I don't know. My bestie bought it for me. It's like a Chinese. It's in Chinese, so I actually don't know the name. But it's very nice.
Just adding some brown sugar.
Yeah, I need a little sugar. It's kind of strong. But it's very nice. I need to get some more of it.
Okay.
But yeah, like, I feel... Okay, yes, when I understand the concept of men being the, like, not sole providers, but the main providers. They don't have to be the only providers. However, if, like, something happens to either of the partners in this relationship, I feel like the other one should support. When you're married, I'm not talking about like dating and like boyfriend girlfriend relationship, because that's different. Okay, all right. First of all, there's dating, there's living together, and there's marriage.
Why are those different? If I don't have a ring, I don't care where I live.
Because if you're living together, I assume you're splitting stuff.
Okay, that's another topic. Because I believe if you're living together and not married, you're single pro max.
Intelligent, powerful, innovative, from the inside out. This is
Single pro max. But moving on.
This is true.
In my opinion, if you are going to take the responsibility of being a full-time provider, as in you have a stay-at-home wife or a stay-at-home husband, let's be even, the person who has assumed that role as a provider should have something in place for emergencies.
Okay.
That's what I feel, because I feel like it's happened a lot to a lot of women where something has happened or something has been happening for months with their husband, and they don't know that something is wrong money-wise. They're just living their lives like normal, and then all of a sudden their lifestyle, everything has come crashing down.
So who you think should have an emergency fund
No, I'm saying as the main provider, you should have things in place to protect your family against emergencies, against job loss, against.
So you're saying you should
That's
provide,
still his
and
responsibility.
it's all under that one person's, whoever that person may
Yes.
be in the relationship, responsibility.
Can you imagine if I was a stay-at-home mom for 15 years, minding Pickney, and then all of a sudden I gotta go back to work because you can't find a job?
It does happen. I get you.
It does happen, but I'm just saying, for it to be not so stressful or not such a big, that's gonna be a big adjustment
It is a big
regardless.
adjustment.
But I feel like to be the main provider means that you also have to consider these situations.
Understood, but the question isn't being the main provider. Is like, should there only be one provider?
No,
It's 2024 now.
it depends.
It's 2025. I'm sorry. It's 2025.
Regardless,
I feel like
guess for every
it should
couple
never
is
be.
different.
Every couple is different, but it should never be one main provider.
Audience, I'd like your feedback on this because I feel like, especially once children are involved, the majority of the financial burden of the household should be carried by one person, regardless of who that person is in the relationship.
Majority, but not 100%.
100% ideally, once children are involved, even one child, once a child is involved, I personally believe the financial responsibility should be almost 100% to one partner, or like 80-20 max.
80-20.
Yes.
Wow. Sir, you hearing this? Sir, you need to get your money up. You need to get your money up because girl is not working. I mean, okay, fair, but I don't know. I
Rearing
guess
children is a full-time job.
I agree with
A
you.
thankless, financially wrecking job.
I agree with you 100%. But I feel like, I don't know, I need a little bit of independence because I don't.
That's what my allowance will be for. Let's be serious here.
And I feel there's a lot of strain,
Mm-hmm.
especially in this modern age where everything is expensive. Rent expensive, bills expensive, children expensive. It's really difficult to put that all on one person.
Well, you better get it together before you have children. Like, let's be for real.
Let's be honest, sir. She's talking to you.
I'm talking to all couples. All couples. Before you involve a child, I feel as if y'all
So
should
they can
start
get their money
putting
up
things in
together.
place.
They can get their money up together, and then when they have a child, then the child
I
rearer,
dropping out.
which is the women, is dropping. Is that what you're
I'm
saying?
dropping out.
I mean, fair, but like I don't know. That's still, for me, that's still a bit much because I'm not think I agree with you, but I'm thinking it from the points of view of like women have done that over the generations, and the minute, as we said, as the minute that man lose that job, you in Potter.
That's because he was not doing his job as a provider. You can't just provide for the present. You gotta provide for the future.
So they're not providing enough.
They're not
But what about
providing enough.
recessions and things happen?
That
It's
is part of the
better to have
emergency.
2 incomes than
That is
one.
part of.
I'm not saying you have to
Anyways.
work full time. You can get a little part time job.
So another query is: should married couples or should couples? Because as far as I'm concerned, you're not a couple if you're not married.
Okay, Miss Self Righteous.
It's nothing to do with being self-righteous. It's a serious case
It sounds
of
very self righteous.
I'm not entitled to anything you own. You're not entitled to anything I own, except we've signed our names on that paper.
Fair point. From that standpoint, from a
From
financial
that
standpoint. Okay, carry on.
Everything else doesn't matter.
Carry on.
Having a shared account, having a shared or joint bank account, and how that is to be used, or if people even have it. There's some people who are married and don't even know what the other person makes.
I know that is wild to me because when I'm dating you, I need to know how much you're making. Because first of all, I need to know what I'm getting into, and there's a tax bracket I'm dating. I'm not gonna lie. I don't date. I don't
How
date, bro.
soon is too soon to find out what somebody makes?
I don't think there's any.
Is that
limit.
first date
I don't
question?
feel like
Do you ask?
I don't know upfront how much you make, but I have a general idea, and you don't have to ask outright. There are ways to finesse
How so?
certain things because I feel. Okay, I'm sorry guys. I'm not gonna lie. I have princess stamps on my forehead, right? And every guy I've dated kind of gets the gist, right? So I feel like certain things. I'm not asking for the world, but I'm not dating a broke man either. You know?
Okay,
Based on their actions, you kind of get a gist of what their. I might not know
an
exact
example of
number.
these actions.
Actions is like when you go out to dinner, when you go to dates, you know, and this whole concept of like For me, I don't mind paying. I generally don't mind after the first date. I'm not paying on a first date. If I pay on a first date, you never see me again.
Back on track.
Back on track. Never see me again. Anyway, after that, and like you'll be dating for a while, like there's you can split things 50-50. But for example, like the guy I'm dating right now, we had a conversation. What were we talking about? Oh, we went for dinner, and now this is a couple months in. We've known each other for a while, blah blah blah. So I was like, okay, let me get this one, and he's like, what was his comment? He was like, did the stock market treat you well this month? And I was like, huh? He was like, did the stock market treat you well this month? And I'm like,
I love that.
I'm like, huh? And then
Point,
he was like,
sir, point.
he was like, exactly. You don't even know about stocks, and took the bill. And I was like, he didn't say that, but like the energy was like, baby girl, just shut up. Like, it's not.
Chill yourself. Put your pocket.
And
put your wallet in your pocket.
Exactly. It's like, what? It's just not happening. So like these little things.
Suppose you found out that he was in credit card debt, like deep, covering all these costs.
Ooh.
That's what you're saying, because you're saying you're taking hints from their actions, but you forgot credit cards exist.
Well, yes and no, because I think credit cards is a very
American thing.
It's a very
Yeah,
American
it
thing.
is.
And again, this is like, what happened?
I'm burping. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Because you leaning back and left me right there. You were picking you up. Messing up.
Can you hear me now?
But I feel like, generally, I get what you're saying. You can have those open conversations, especially if you're dating somebody for a while. You should be able to have these open conversations for sure. Like,
So you've never asked?
I've never asked already because I feel like I never had to.
Suppose he's in thousands of credit card debt. You don't know. It's
I
not
feel-
as cultural in Europe to be reliant on a credit card, but we do have access to them.
I get you, but like again, if I felt like there was a need to ask, I would. But I've never felt like there's no reason for me to trust that he's very financially responsible.
How you know?
Just actions, lovey. Actions speak louder than
Because
words.
he pays for things?
No, I'm not even talking just paying for stuff. I'm talking about like having like investments in his own house, and
investments in his own house.
It's okay. He's Swedish, and in Sweden, that's the thing. Like they could easily, that whole like he has like shared properties. It's kind of that concept.
Oh, like shared ownership.
Shared ownership. So
Ah,
he
okay,
owns
cool,
part
cool,
of his
cool,
own
cool.
house. He's in investments. He has a good job, and he has a side hustle as well. Like so like things about actions tell you a lot
Money
about
rolling.
somebody.
Okay.
I don't date poor guys. I don't date
All right,
poor. But
let's
I get
move
you. But
on.
you can have the conversation. Like if you feel like you need to have that conversation, have that conversation.
I think you should ask it right eventually. Maybe like first date. Like
First date is crazy. First date is crazy, guys. Don't mind she married here.
please.
When's the last time you went on a date? Like before you were married? Y'all was together for how long?
That's not even.
So do not take her advice. Do not do that on the first date. I would say like
why not?
maybe because that is a bit like
That's
abrasive.
personal.
That's
People
no
have sex on the first date and cannot ask each
I
other
did
their
not say personal. I
paychecks.
said abrasive. It's very. It's just a little
That
bit
is
aggressive.
abrasive. I know you hoes be fooping on the first date, and I'm gonna
Sounds
have to
so
put that.
judgy.
So it's more intimate to do that than ask somebody their paycheck.
That's up to them.
No, I'm genuinely curious.
I don't know. I don't have sex on the first date.
I love that for you, but seriously, let's be for real. So you're telling me you'd have. You guys tell me. In fact, you tell me because she claims she can't answer this question. Do you have sex with somebody before you find out what their paycheck is?
That sounds
Please.
so bad, but fair. Valid question.
Especially if you're dating to marry. If you're just, having fun, that's completely different. But when you're dating to marry, have you had sex before y'all talk about money?
And when do you think is appropriate to talk about money? I would say at least date 3. Like we talk about jobs and like
Early.
life goals and
I mean,
aspirations.
But
and
yes,
that
we're
kind of
supposed to be
stuff.
talking about 3 aspects here. So that's romantic relationships. So the next part is pay transparency at work.
Oh, at work, I blabbing. I want to know what everybody else is making.
I know, right?
I need to know that y'all do the same job as me, and I'm making the same money as y'all. And actually, in the 2 jobs I've had, I've been making more than other people, and I'm like, oh. And that's because when I go to like interviews and stuff, I highballing rates, and if people agree, we moving. So actually, we're doing the same job, and I was a commie waitress at a members club in London, and there was a older lady who was working as a common with me, and when she heard how much I was making, she was like, "Wait."
Error. Cannot compute.
And when I heard how much she was making, I was like, "Babes,
Error.
babes,
Cannot
talk to
compute.
somebody, talk to management immediately." Because no, and it's because she lowballed and I highballed, and they could afford my highball, so they said, "Okay, say less." So guys, talk to your, if you care about your colleagues, talk to them, because that's
Exactly.
crazy.
I had a conversation recently asking colleagues in a different department about their pays. And my husband kind of got uncomfortable. He was like, "Why are you asking him his pay in front of his coworkers?" And I was like, "Because he needs to know. If this person is just one step above him and making double what he's making, he needs to know."
It's true.
So I asked everybody at the table. Everybody, because there are people in our department too who obviously don't work as long shifts, who work in entertainment, who are making the same money, if not more, than some of the other departments. So I think it's very important for people to discuss it. For people who work on cruise ships, if you work in entertainment, shut your mouth. This does not apply to you. Speak within your department. Do not go telling people in the housekeeping and sanitation department how you work 3 hours a day and make triple their money. That is just unkind. Accept they're asking because they want to transfer and they want to know what the possibilities are. Please don't.
And that's different because that's a whole different job.
That's different.
We're talking about in your department,
Right,
and
in
on your
department,
level.
That's definitely something to talk about. Or even if there's somebody a step above you and that's something you're aspiring to, definitely have those conversations. I don't think it's to be.
I don't think it should be hidden.
Some people think of it as such a taboo topic.
But that's because the older generations have passed that down, because for them it was taboo because their bosses and stuff need to keep them in check. So there's this toxic work culture that's been passed down of like not sharing and not telling people,
I
because
actually found a whole
the
blog.
people paying you do not want you to share information.
A whole
guys.
blog
They
from
don't.
2023 why talking about money at work is dangerous. Be so for real.
Dangerous for who?
Dangerous for the people at the top.
Exactly.
Because then when you have to even out the pay packs, then there's a problem, isn't it?
Especially when men making more than women, and there's a whole conversation. That's a whole other conversation. Oof. So guys,
Right.
talk about money to your coworkers.
So even from romantic relationships to colleagues to peers, do you know what any of your peers make that do not work with you?
I feel peers is a little more awkward because why asking my friends how much they make? The only reason we need to talk about money is when we go to brunch and we split in the bill. If you tell me, oh, if I suggest a place and you say, oh, I'm not really feeling that, like, and you can't afford to be honest, it's like listen, money tight, let me go to the beach and let me do something for free. I'm down with that, but be upfront with me in the beginning. Outside of that, I actually don't need to know exactly what your paycheck is.
Why not? I think it's important.
Why?
So for example, if I'm in the same, my peers were all in the same age group, I think it's important for us to know where each other is at, so we know what we can aspire to, or where we are falling short, or what the norm is for our age group. Because I really don't know what the norm is for a 28-year-old in London or even Barbados to be
I think
making.
that's difficult because, especially for me, my friends we're scattered over so many different countries. One, Barbados and London, and two, sectors. So it's really difficult to match those things because a waitress job is not the same as a lawyer. It's not the same as a biochemist at a university. It's so different. I can't even compare those. So that's why I find it is a little bit more difficult for me to do that as a peer. And there's also no reason for me to do that. Like, I know within my job range what range I am looking for, and I'm not sure what other people in other, like, I don't, like, lawyers are gonna make a lot more money than a waitress, you know. So you can't really compare those two things. And a university teacher is gonna make more than and or less than accountant. You know, I don't know those things. And it's like,
So why don't you think it's important? You think there's no benefit at all to talking about money with your peers?
what is the benefit?
The
Because I might
benefit-
not be able to match you because we're in different sectors completely.
But when you talk about it with your colleagues, is it purely about matching or making sure that we're all in a fair situation?
Oh, fair situation, how?
As in, so for example, if I'm working at insurance company A and you're working at financial institution
That's
B.
because we're in similar sectors. No, if we're in similar sectors, it's different because if we're in similar sectors, now I can understand your job and what you should expect. But that's what I'm talking
Okay.
about. Like, when you jump across sectors, it's a lot more
So let's
difficult.
assume you're in waitressing. I'm in entertainment. Let's not assume because that's
That's
actually
what we're
what
doing. Yes.
And I realized we bought the same car. Would you ever have a conversation about like how we're dealing with our money or anything, or we just We just be like, oh, congrats, and move on. We don't
I
talk
would
to our
probably
peers
just say
about money.
Congrats and move on. Like, why I need to know if you put yourself in debt for this car or not? Or if it's a, I feel like it could come from the only way I would talk about money is if I need advice. So say we work in those jobs and I want to buy the same car as you, and you tell me, babes, maybe this is not a good financial investment, and you tell me why. That's different. You get me?
I understand. I just wonder why it's easier to talk with colleagues than it is with your own peers who you probably share a lot more intimate information
Because
with.
colleagues work in the same job as you, so you expect to be getting the same amounts of money. Your peers
So
are
it
not
has
working
to
the same
be
jobs.
Beneficial to yourself to have these conversations, essentially.
Because then otherwise it just sounds like you in somebody's business unnecessarily. Like, why you want to know how much I'm making? Like, why you up in my business like that? It just feels weird then, because it's like, why you need to know this part about me? Like, what difference does it make to you to know this piece of information?
I don't know. I just think
there's
it's
no
helpful.
rationale. So then it becomes kind of weird.
I think it's helpful overall. Like a few years back, just before COVID, I really wanted to do like a corporation with my friends that we pool money to invest in real estate, for example. And it was a concern of our mother at the time to kind of like, suppose people start backing out, suppose somebody put less than this body, how these things work. And it started to kind of deter me, and then I started to kind of get bad feels within the group chat itself about like, oh, I don't know how this person has handled their money. I don't know how this person handled their money. And you expect us to work together. We don't know. And a lot of familial groups or even friend groups, platonic groups outside of our culture, and I'm going to even go so far as to say race, discuss these things. We don't.
Interesting. So you're saying, like, especially within our race, we keep things.
Tend, especially within peer groups, to keep money out of it.
I don't think that's a race thing, because a lot of like African cultures do that same corporation thing. They have names for it. I don't know any particular name. Sorry, guys, but they do that. Like, there are these like kind of like pools. So like, say you want to buy a car, instead of you buying the car yourself, everybody is pooling money for such and such a time, and they use this money to buy a car. The next time somebody want to buy a house, they pool this money together, and that person can invest in their house. So it's not.
So maybe it's a Caribbean culture.
Maybe it's a Caribbean culture. I'm not sure, but I don't know how widespread that is, and I don't know like which like African like nations and cultures and do that exactly. But I know it's a thing for sure.
Friends, I want to buy some houses. Okay, hit me up.
Yeah, I feel money, it becomes awkward because even with family and stuff, as you said, not everybody has the same financial intelligence.
And that's because we don't talk about money. For example, I started investing last year, June, and up to now, you've never even asked. I've tried to have conversations with you about it. And a lot of people seem to think that some things are just so difficult or so hard to grasp that they just don't have the conversations at all.
Girl, I'm just poor.
That's dangerous.
I'm just poor, and I like to spend
You'd
my money
be less poor
on trips. I can invest eventually, and when I'm ready, I will come to you. Like, when I'm at that place, I'll come to you. Okay? Don't quote me on that though.
Anyways, we're gonna move swiftly. Oh no, before we move on, we do want to know your opinions, guys, on if couples, we're gonna keep it to married couples at this point. If married couples should have joint and shared accounts and definitely know each other's pay packs. If we believe in pay transparency at work, and what about sharing with peers? That seems to be the only gray area we kind of stumbled on today. If you tell your friends, or if you talk to your friends about money and about how much they make, or just money in general, and big purchases, because buying cars and houses at our age is gonna be coming out. So
Yeah,
how do we talk about that? Do we talk about that with our peers? Anyways, be rude, brood, and blunt.
Girl, can
That's
get
why I wanna-
nice to see if she life,
No, that's because
Brood
that's how I
and
want
blunt,
to spell
babes.
it.
Brood
Be
and
rude
blunt.
and blunt.
Brood like tea.
Brood and blunt. So I only have two because I feel like these two would be we'll probably go into these a little bit more than our normal brood and blunt session. Is ghosting after the first date okay?
Absolutely. Hello. No?
That's cruel.
Girl.
That is so cruel.
You have me well.
If my husband happened upon a very
Oh God.
tragic and, you know,
Bro.
fatal situation, and I came into a lot of money and started dating again, like, if somebody ghosted
She
me
sets
after,
you up here. She sets you up.
if I went out with a guy and he just didn't say anything after the first day, I imagine I'd be sad. You're saying this because you're thinking you're the ghoster. Suppose you were ghosted.
I was ghosted once. Probably for
Tell
my
us
sins.
about it.
For my sins. Because I ghost all the time, guys. I'm becoming better. But, like, I feel
What was that
sometimes...
like? What was getting ghosted like?
Block and delete. Who is he to me? I don't know him. I don't even remember his name. Like, no, because guys, like, after one date, I don't actually owe you anything, and you don't owe me anything. And if I understand, sometimes you feel the need to explain, but sometimes explaining is opening yourself to a whole conversation that actually I don't want to have these like intimate, detailed conversations. I don't
Was
need to
it
explain
bad
to you.
first date?
I mean, sometimes it's not even like anything particular. It might just be like, I just
The
wasn't.
vibes were off.
The vibes are off, and like, how do you explain that to somebody? But like, actually, like, I just don't gel with.
Okay,
you.
but we don't have to ghost. You just have to say, yeah, I enjoyed our time, but I don't think I want to go for it. Like, you don't have to ghost. I feel like it's actually very
They get the
respectful
idea if you go.
and mature.
They understood. They understand. If they're like messaging you, then it's kind of weird. Then you can respond. You could be nice. But if it's like
You should always be nice. You should always be nice.
to who? To men?
This is why we have a little less than we normally do for Brood and Blunt today. And last but not least, is cancel culture fake?
Fake? What do you mean?
Does it really exist? Do people truly get canceled?
Yes.
Who do you know have been truly canceled?
Like celebrities and stuff?
Like who?
I don't know because I don't really follow like a lot of like pop cultures.
Even though P. Diddy should be canceled, people make baby oil jokes at least once a day. Is that truly canceling a character if you keep resurrecting their literal crime?
Fair enough. And people probably still listening to like,
People still listen to R. Kelly.
yeah, people still listen to R. Kelly. I get you.
People are still playing I Believe at graduations. Like,
guys, it's a good song. I don't listen to it, but it's a good song.
man. This is why we're gonna get canceled. This is why we are gonna get canceled.
All right. I don't listen to it though. I don't listen to R. Kelly.
And we're small enough to actually get canceled. But that's my point. Cancel culture doesn't really exist for people who already have their foot in the door. For like already popular people, being canceled doesn't really
I
exist.
guess because they literally have millions, billions of people following them. So even if half of them cancel, they still have another
So
million.
why do we even bother with this stupid cancel culture?
It works because, okay, look at Starbucks and the whole, not that we want to get too political, but it works for Starbucks. So when Starbucks is supporting a certain,
Genocide.
I'm trying not to get political, but Starbucks is supporting.
Let's not even.
Starbucks has chosen its path.
Genocide.
And
Let's
some
be
of the
serious.
world has said, oh, well, if you're going to, they lost millions of dollars.
Yeah, I remember like when it was first publicized, we were walking past Starbucks and my husband was very uncomfortable, but I would legit shout, "You're supporting genocide." You are.
You said that 3 times, but fair enough.
I mean, like, so the people walking into Starbucks, if I was walking past. You're laughing, but I mean, I'm laughing too. But I'm so serious.
She's another level. I appreciate that you're so passionate, but the point I was trying to make is that it does work because they lost millions of dollars and they continue to lose millions of.
Yeah, I still saw people in Barbados in a drive-thru in Starbucks. Like, be so serious. Why is there a drive-thru for coffee? I don't even know. Why are you driving through for coffee? Get out the car.
No, that's crazy.
Park.
But
the parking lot is empty.
I'm a stand up for my country. It's hot outside, okay? People are not getting out of their cars. It's 30 degrees.
Oh my gosh. Anyways.
I don't support Starbucks and I don't like coffee, so I'm just saying.
So you're saying cancel culture is not fake? That it actually
No,
does.
it works. Of course, it's still gonna have people who drink Starbucks, but then a lot of people who don't. Like one of my besties in Canada, she was a Starbucks girl. Like she going every day, all day, every day. Now she makes her own because you know when they had like they had like leaked the ingredients and leaked the instructions for certain. My girl downloaded all of them,
Love that.
and now she makes her own, and she loves it. She loves doing it herself. And
so
then
maybe it happens for like corporations, but celebrities
as well, because
it's-
a lot of people. Your favorite. This is a beef
My
between
favorite.
us. Your fave, Chris Brown. He's still banned from entering the UK.
I'm aware. I'm unhappy about this. If Rihanna's forgiven him, why can't we?
I was waiting for it.
Let my nigga go. Let him play for me in London, please.
I'm not getting in that. I try not
Free
to
my
take
nigga Chris. You have to edit that out.
Okay. Right. My point
Please, I don't have to go to the US. I might
Let
die.
it go.
I'm black.
let it go.
Trying to get canceled.
I don't understand. Stop. Pull yourself together. Not the tears.
Brown Sugar Shade is all about being canceled, guys.
Not the tears. Third episode and we're done. We're done.
Our careers are over.
We're not gonna make it. We even make it off the ground. We're done. Cancel culture is real.
I'm weeping.
The cancel culture is real. Like, Chris Brown is still banned, and although he still has a following, this one being probably his number one.
Oh my gosh. It's Rock Nation propaganda.
Girl, let it go. She is. You see this? I'm glad that other people are witnessing this foolishness right now.
I don't know why I find it so funny. No, for real, though, please. Come on, UK government. We can do better. We forgive. We forgive. Let me nigga go.
You stop it. Cut. We're done for the night.
Thank you for coming to our podcast. If you want to hear things actually worth listening to, like rewind like 10 minutes. Woo! Yeah.
But yeah, let us know what you think on those topics.
On the money talks.
I kind of want to know how other people feel about ghosting. I can't be the only one. So just let me know.
Deuces.
Deuces.